Hello?
Hi, is this Derek?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Derek. This is Karina. I work with Jennifer Nettles. Let me get her on the phone if this is a good time for you.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, hey.
Oh, wait. Hi. Hi, Derek.
This be me.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Jennifer, I can. How are you, man?
I am well. How are you?
Where you at today?
I am in New York City today.
Are you doing anything special or just,
No, I have a home here. So some of my time I spend here. So, I mean, just enjoying my kid because now it's the summer, which is great.
Absolutely. You live in New York. Does that kind of help you? Is that from the acting side of your life?
Well, it's a couple of things. I mean, I've again split my time here for several years, but you know, I mean, I love it on a number of levels. I love the energy of it. I love the art around it. Of course, I love theater, and this is the best place in the world to be able to participate in that, both as a fan and being a theater goer, and also just in terms of the work that I enjoy doing and pursuing on Broadway. And then, you know, just as an artist, for me, it's fun culturally. There's a lot of stimulation around, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, I like both the big city and the country, so yeah, I like the mix.
A balance, that is good. Yes, I have a place in Nashville as well, so I can get that balance when I need to get out.
Well, man, was just listening to Playing with Fire, that interesting song at this point in your career because it's about half rowdy.
It is half rowdy. It is half rowdy. I mean, you know what? I'll tell you what, Derek. Do you have children?
No, I got nieces and nephews, though, plenty of them.
Okay, well, I'll tell you from my perspective, at least, I found in having a child, it made me super, super vulnerable on one hand because it's a big, big life change, and you suddenly realize this is the most important thing in the world, is that I am able to keep this little person not only alive but happy and thriving. But at the same time, for as vulnerable as all of that is, it made me just as bold on the other side. So I wanted to, you know, I've made a lot of changes and taken different sorts of, some people would call risk, I call it adventure, you know, since that time over the last 5 years.
Well, why does it make you bold? Why is that on that side?
Well, I think that's the pendulum swing on the opposite side of vulnerability. I think for as vulnerable as we get, as brave as we can be on the other side of that, when that pendulum swings back, you know, I think that's where that balance lies in that. So I think the more we dig in and realize how vulnerable we are, the more we can be inspired to be bold and to be brave.
And to say that, you know, I'm still me and I'm still, you know, doing my thing.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely that's a part of it too. And Playing with Fire, you know, the whole album I think is sort of an expression of that.
Well, man, you've seen success for a while now. What's it been like? What was it looking back? It changed from the Jennifer Nettles band and Soul Miner's Daughter, which is a band name that still cracks me up. But what did you hit Sugarland? I mean, what's this big? It's been a while. Looking back? What's the big change been like, man?
You know, I mean, it's like anybody else's life, Derek, I would imagine. You know, I mean, I have been doing this now. I realize, you know, I've been a professional musician, meaning, you know, paid my rent or made my way as a musician and an artist now for longer than I haven't. So that's a whole career in and of itself. You know, it's been over 20 years that I've been playing out and continuing to evolve as a writer and as a performer. I mean, there's a lot of performance experience that is there. I like to think that in all of those hours, you know, I like to think that that has made me a better performer, a better singer, that it continues to allow me to really sharpen my skills and hone my chops in a way that, and also open me up artistically, that I can try new things and do new things. That, I see that in terms of storytelling, not only as a singer-songwriter, but in the joy I've gotten now from both theater and in TV and movie acting. So there's been a lot, I think, that has changed and evolved, but I think that storytelling piece and wanting to connect people and to allow them to feel something and to feel something real and to be reminded of themselves, I think that piece of me is the same.
You coming to Boone, North Carolina, in the beautiful mountains. You spent much time in Western North Carolina?
What's that?
Have you spent much time in Western North Carolina?
I haven't spent a whole lot of time, but I have toured around it about, especially in the early years. I actually went, there's a college, there may be more than one there, Derek, I don't know. It's been a good 15 or 20 years since since I was touring around there, but in terms of doing the college scene. So I played around there a couple of times, and everybody was always so warm and open, and I'll be excited to get back in. It's also beautiful.
Yeah, so Appalachian State is the one here local, and there's a few around though, and we're really about an hour and a half as a crow flies from where Dolly grew up. How did you channel all that, man? When did you you did a hell of a job. It's pretty impressive.
Thank you. Obviously I'm not from the mountains, but I am from the South. I'm from the swamp of South Georgia, so I think some of that, is across the board Southern, that is dyed in the wool there, as we like to say. But I talked to her a good bit about her mom and wanted to learn more about her. But I think a lot of it was just having had a wonderful faith-based Southern mother, and myself then now being a mother. I think I drew from both parts of myself in that, and in knowing what it is to have, a mom who loved just as hard as she also directed. And I really pulled from those things, and I felt a real connection with that story and with her mom, I think. And you really get to know a character in that way after spending so much time working on her. But I had an absolute ball doing that whole project. Those two movies were super fun for me.
Yeah, what's it like? Especially the first one, but I think it's one of those movies that's going to be played every year, man. How does that feel?
I hope so. That would be wonderful. It definitely, especially the first one, definitely felt like one of those classics, that when you saw it, you were like, wow, this is classic holiday family entertainment. And I hope it will go on to be one of those for, to share that and to share her story in that way.
Were you surprised by the ratings? Because it was like, it was like the rest of the country that normally doesn't wake up kind of said, yeah, man, this is what we want.
Yeah, I was surprised, Derek, to be honest. I when I was in it, I thought, wow, this feels special. I feel like this is something special and unique that we're offering. But you don't know until you put something out there. I have felt like I've offered beautiful and unique things before, and some of them do really well, and some of them, do good, but not as well as the others. So you never know until you put it out there what kind of response you're going to get. And I really felt like I was pleasantly surprised with how it was received and celebrated.
Hey, last question for you. You got your college degree, and then you went on to music. Did that help you knowing you had something to fall back on, or did that almost encourage you to not go for it as much because you had something to fall back on?
I don't know if I never really looked at it myself in terms of falling back on it. My mom, however, she's an educator. She was a teacher. She is a retired teacher now. But she was, always said my whole life, you can be anything you want to be, but you will be a college educated. So if you want to be, whatever if you want to dig ditches, that's great, but you're going to have a degree while you do it. You may not have to use your degree in what you do, but it's important to me that you have one. And I really love that I did it because I had a wonderful college experience. I loved, part of the school, I went to Agnes Scott, which is a little liberal arts school in Atlanta, and I learned a lot about writing actually there. That's one of the things that they really prize there. So I am so grateful for that experience.
Thank you, man. We'll see you on Saturday.
We'll see you then. Thank you.
All right, Jennifer.
Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.